Okay, Monday morning. Let me give you this technique that we spoke about yesterday on forgiveness. One that I use to really forgive everything that was going on in my life. And it basically boils down to when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, we've been programmed to believe that just about everything happened accidentally. Even people are born and the parents will say, well, you weren't really planning, you believe you're accident. But there are absolutely no accidents. Nothing. Everything is divinely planned, divinely guided. But if you look at stuff and you say, well, I came here into this planet and my parents were abusive and all these negative things happened to me, then you're going to feel like a victim and you're going to feel very much abused and very angry. And you're going to believe that you're entitled to some sort of apology. But if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I started reading a lot of books, and now I'm going into my personal beliefs. I'm going to tell you right here. I'm not asking you to accept anything that I'm saying. If it doesn't resonate with your spirit, move on. Reject it and move on. I'm just telling you what I discovered for me and what worked for me. So I'm not trying to change your philosophy. I'm not trying to change your belief system. All I'm doing is sharing with you the tools that work for me. So basically, it's up to you to decide whether or not this makes any sense or whether or not it resonates with your spirit, because now I'm about to go against just about everything that you've been taught. I've read a lot of books on past lives and past life regressions, and I know that, I know that when we're born, it's not the beginning. And when we die, it's not the end. The soul has been here before. The soul has lessons to learn. We have soul agreements. There are people that we agree with. There's people that we made agreements with. And I believe the earth is a classroom and we're all here to learn lessons. So in my life in particular, I came here to teach. I wanted to be a teacher before I came here. I agreed. And I wanted to teach forgiveness. I wanted to teach love. I wanted to teach empowerment, self-empowerment. In order to teach that, I had to learn to basically walk through the fire so I could tell other souls, this is how you walk through the fire. So when I made that agreement, I wanted to come here and teach. I needed parents. So in the other realm, wherever I was, my mom and my dad agreed. Well, we'll be your parents. What do you want to teach? You want to teach forgiveness? Oh, we're going to give you something to forgive. And it was all done in love. So we came here and we forgot. And as we forgot, my parents are being very diligent and very judicious in what they agreed to, because they're being guided by a higher source, a higher self. And I'm coming here, I'm going through all the different stuff. But I forgot that we all agreed to this, and we agreed to it in love. So being that we all forgot, now I'm having resentment towards my mom and having resentment towards my dad. We're in malice with each other. But as my memories started to come back, I realized what they did was a very benevolent service. Because here it is now, had I not experienced what I experienced, I would not be able to touch the thousands of lives that I'm touching every single day. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I don't see my parents as someone or people who were wicked and people who were evil, or they just didn't know how to love. I just see them as people who are on their path and they're doing what they're doing, and they're on their soul agreement. So everything that everything that goes on in my life, I look to see what's the lesson, what is life trying to teach me, what is a greater lesson, how can I use this as an opportunity. And I don't take anything personal. The ego is what takes things personal, but the spirit, who you really are, is not concerned about the ego. All the spirit is concerned is about the lesson, the experience. The spirit is here to learn lessons, and you learn the lesson through the experience. The ego take the lesson and label the lesson. Oh, she cheated on me. She did this. But the spirit is not concerned about it. The spirit is just concerned about the lesson. What's the lesson to learn? So as you start looking for the lessons in life, your life begins to unfold. And you're going to find that even when you forgive someone, if they haven't forgiven themselves, you can't really do much for them. So the thing that you have to do is take care of you. Forgive and move on. And if you start viewing life through a different lens, not as a victim, but as someone who made a conscious choice before you came here, then you'll see it. And the research is out. There's a bunch of stuff out there that you can research. I personally have memory of past lives, and we could get into that later, but that's not what this video is about. It's just finding a way to forgive. And you forgive by realizing you're not a victim. You're not a victim. There are no victims, only volunteers. And this is where things get really complicated, because people say, well, what about the 3-year-old that got raped? How did she agree to that? Did she really agree to that? What? But we don't see enough to understand. We're just seeing from our limited perception. But there's a larger picture. And I'll give you a story. Amadou Diallo. Amadou Diallo was a young African immigrant, and he was, in my mind, murdered at the time. That's what I believe. He was murdered by 4 New York City police officers, undercover officer, who claimed that they mistook his wallet for a gun. They pumped 41 shots at him, 21 entered his body, or maybe 19, I don't remember. Anyway, he was unharmed and he died. The case went to trial. I remember when his mom came, she was crying. She came from Africa, and Giuliani at the time was the mayor, the mayor of New York, and he moved the trial to upstate New York from the Bronx to Albany. So moved the trial to Albany, New York, all white jury, only black victim, so to speak. And the case, they got off. They say it's not a crime, it's an accident. It's a tragedy. It's not a crime, it's a tragedy. So they got off. When that happened, I was so livid. I was so upset that I called Reverend Al Sharpton and I said, I'm not marching another foot. I'm done marching. I'm done with this foolishness. There's no justice in America. I'm done with that. This doesn't work. And I walked out, stormed out, very upset. Because how could the world have this great injustice? This young man was murdered, slaughtered in the street, and no one cared enough to do anything about it. And then my spirit said to me, Kirk, you're going about this all wrong. You're writing all these political poems and you're upset and you're angry. What you're trying to do, you're trying to get people who don't even love themselves to turn around and love you. That will never happen. What you have to do is get people to value themselves more and love themselves and take care of themselves. And in turn, they will turn around and take care of the world. That instant, my poems changed. I wrote, Pursue Your Passion. And all the stuff that I've written since then has been of a higher consciousness. Now, why did Amadou Diallo come here and died and got slaughtered in the street? Was it because I needed to be inspired by that? Did we have an agreement? I don't know. But his death impacted my life so much that I went out and started changing the lives of thousands of people. So I don't know. We don't know the big picture. I just know when you look at it and you find a loving way to view the world becomes more loving. And we don't have to walk around with these baggages and these hurts and these pain. We can heal our wound. We can sit there and meditate and get quiet and go within, and we can heal the wounds and realize that the one that's wounded is the ego. The spirit is just looking for the lesson. So that's the lesson for today. Just find a way to love, to forgive, and view the world in the most positive aspect that you can. And we'll talk more tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about health. Yeah, we'll probably do health tomorrow. So that's it. Take care. Talk to you later.